The Bible should not be taken literally. And with that being said, Noah's ark was not an actual ark, it was an allegorical reference. In short, Noah's ark represents the firmament because Noah represents the sky. Noah is like Uranos, and Newt. Now, this might go over your heads, pun intended, but stick with me. So, Noah was called to build the ark, right? And the ark was to go over water. Of course, Uranus represents the sky, the firmament, and the same with Newt. So, getting into it from Egyptian Museum, deities in ancient Egypt. Now, for some of you, this is going to sound familiar from like 5 years ago. Well, they deleted my TikTok channel, but if you were around for that lecture I did 5 years ago, this is going to sound familiar. According to ancient Egyptian mythology, Nut is the goddess of the sky and heavens, and she was the daughter of Shu, god of vital breath, and his wife Tefnut, goddess of heat. She was usually depicted as a woman bent over earth with her head in the west and feet in the east. You can go ahead and read the part of the highlighted section, but I want to read where it's not highlighted. It says, myths also state that the sun deity Ra traveled through her. She swallowed him at night and then gave birth to him every morning. Ra was then replaced by Thoth at night. She was often associated with coffins. I repeat, Ra was then replaced by Thoth at night. She was often associated with coffins and sarcophagi because she protected the dead until they were reborn in the afterlife. Nut represents the sky. She protected the dead until they were born in the afterlife. Okay? Continuing on. Nut became pregnant with 5 children, and Ra forbade her from giving birth during the official calendar year. The ancient Egyptian calendar consisted of 360 days in the year, had 12 months and 30 days and 24 hours within those days. 360 days, just like the natal chart, 360 degrees, 12 houses. Here's another description of Nut. Now, I wanted to emphasize this one section where it says that Nut is usually depicted with stars covering her body, particularly her hands and feet, which were seen as the 4 cardinal points. Now, in astrology, we have 4 cardinal houses. We have 4 cardinal winds. Now, Nut represents the firmament, and the stars were in her body, the sky above us, okay? Now, remembering everything is allegorical, let's continue on. In other mythology histories, there seems to be no permanent separation until the creator sun god Ra decided he wishes to leave Earth after a rebellion by humanity. In order to do so, Nut takes the form of a cow, a new guise as the heavenly cow, also where we get the saying, holy cow, placing Ra in between her horns and carrying him to the heavens. Placing Ra in between her horns and carrying him in between the heavens. If you look at a natal chart, what's the sign before the first house? It's the second house, Taurus. And then when you get to the first house, it's rising. This myth gives rise to goddesses often being shown the cow horns with a sun disk within. Now, I know I say every part is important, but please pay attention to this part. I'm not going to read everything, just the last part. You can pause to read everything, though. Alongside being responsible for giving birth to the sun every morning, Nut also played a role in ancient Egyptian funerary beliefs. She is associated with the concept of resurrection, with the living believing that once dead, they become the stars in the body of the goddess. Once they are dead, they become one with the body of Nut. Nut represents the firmament, okay? Now, remember, back in another lecture, I told you that the ancient Egyptians and the Mississippians believe that, which can be the same people, believe that when you passed away, your body went through a portal in Orion's belt. What does the soul look like? Of the pineal gland is the seat of the soul, some could say, and the pineal gland is constantly vibrating, like it's always vibrating. If you're breathing, your pineal gland is vibrating. And your body is mostly made of water, and emotions are created from the signals of vibration. So emotions are the results of the cymatics that are happening in the body. What does the soul look like? Here are stars constantly vibrating. Now, let me take it one step deeper. Vibration is a command. Vibration, if skilled, vibration can be possession. So each symbol that you see here, and coincidentally, these look identical to stars. So let's say each star or each symbol you see here could be a emotion or a command. Now, there's a book that I often speak of, and it's the Hidden Messages in Water. Now, knowing that the waters above could be the medium used to send out the signal for the emotion, the vibration, the emotion is the result of the vibration, and human form entropy is the receiver of the signal that was sent. And the way that the water freezes is a reflection of the vibration, your voice, that the energy that went into the water. So if the word was God in the beginning, and the God was a word, that's a sound, voice, speaking. And I believe that pattern of like the symbol, the cymatic master code, is something like the formation you see in hurricanes, the formation you see in hair patterns, the formation you see in every fingerprint. And relics like the, tablets of Thoth, the Epic of Gilgamesh in the Bible, they're showing you how to master the game, how you to match the code of the resonant frequency so that you can open the right door. And the way to do that is through and with other people. And that's why Uranus represents other people, groups of other people, right? And also, the ark is symbolically the water bearer. Speaking of arcs, another way that Noah is represented symbolically is by a rainbow. And ancient civilizations saw rainbows as a passage, a road between the earthly realm and the afterlife. Symbolically, the moon is also connected to birth and afterlife. And Isis, who was symbolically represented by the moon, she used rainbows to send her messages from the heavens to earth. I mean, rainbows also are connected to like chakras and electromagnetic energy, but that's a whole nother video. In the same way that the ancient Egyptians believed that when you pass away, your soul goes through a portal. When you go to sleep at nighttime, your body goes through the death process, releasing the dimethyltryptamine, and you are able to see alternate realities. So looking at it that way, stars can be seen as quantum portals. And dreams are the doorways so you can realize this quantum entanglement, which is why when the moon comes around, you go through the death process, and when the moon leaves, you wake up. Just like when you go to see somebody who's passed away, you go to their wake. And I don't think it's a coincidence that Pluto, who is connected to the afterlife, Hades, is a water sign. And the stars are held in water. And they are fixed in the firmament, just like Pluto being a fixed sign. So if the loop of the human experience is 360, you don't have minutes, you have degrees, and you see your angle or your angel at the end.